And I've always thought, and I can't be alone in this, I've always thought that one of the most symbolic things about living in a civilised society, curiously, hear me out on this, is prison. It's almost embedded in what it means to be a functioning human. There are certain sets of rules that we all adhere to, and if you fall by the wayside or you go off-piste, you're removed from the group. The sin bin of criminality, if you like. Well, what could be simpler? What could be more civilised than that? A group of decent people, one of you goes rogue, one of you goes bad, we take you from the group and we put you over there for a period of time till you learn your lesson. But for years, of course, this very system has gone horribly wrong, and it's getting worse. I mean, let's not go over all of the grounds that shows us the epic fails from the government, but there are some gobsmacking headlines that are worth a look at. How does a man who wrote some bad stuff on Facebook go to jail, but a paedophile doesn't? I mean, I really could never have imagined a decade ago that I could read out that headline. How does a man that writes some bad stuff on Facebook, not defending some of the horrors that have been written on Facebook, by the way, he goes to jail, could be a couple of years, 2 years, 3 years in the slammer, but a paedophile doesn't. Here's a stat, by the way, that should really disturb you on criminal justice. This is from the National Crime Agency. It's like the sort of FBI, as they like to say, in the UK. It assesses that there are up to 830,000 UK adults who pose a danger to children. 830,000. That's 1.6% of the population. 1.6%. Just let that... I mean, we could just debate that point, if you like. If you're caught downloading inappropriate images or sharing inappropriate images of children, there is almost no chance you're going to go to jail. I mean, this has been the case for a few years now. There's almost no chance you're going to go to jail. It almost never happens now. It is such a common offence. How are we letting off paedophiles? Because paedophiles they are, by the way. The claim of, well, it's a victimless crime is, I mean, it's demonstrable. It's not just rubbish, it's offensive, disgraceful, grimy rubbish, right? So there's that, not going to jail for being a paedophile, a sex offender or somebody who has interest in children. But you write the bad stuff on the Facebook, you're going to the chiller, boy. You're going straight down. So that in itself is worthy, frankly, of about 28 hours of discussion. But that's only the start of the failings in the broken system. Today, as I mentioned, we learned that magistrates have been told to stop jailing convicted criminals for several weeks in the latest effort to ease pressure. One of the country's senior judges has issued a listings direction, it's got an official term, to managers of magistrates' courts in England and Wales, saying that offenders who are on bail and likely to be jailed should have their sentences hearings postponed until at least September the 10th. We got too many people in the... Well, that's because you sent Facebook boy into jail. Facebook boy is in jail. Pedo boy is not in jail and is likely never to go to jail. And all of this comes against the backdrop of a story, the Talk Radio exclusive, that makes for some frankly infuriating reading. Thousands of foreign criminals who are subject to deportation continue to live in the UK despite successive governments promising to kick them out. So these official figures, are you ready for this? They reveal there is now 17,428 foreign offenders living out in the community after serving their prison sentences. I mean, this is the Foreign Office. Is it even fit for purpose? The officials there deported just 4,388 foreign criminals in the year ending June this year. That's a slight increase compared to the previous year, but the data does show that over 3,708 have lived out in their community evading deportation for over 5 years since leaving prison in 2022. And the true figure is expected to be even higher than that. Here's a clincher. The Home Office no longer publishes this information. Sorry, what? They don't publish this information? Why would you keep that secret from the public? Well, we know why you'd like to. What are you running over there? North Korea? What's wrong with you people? Surely even the most left-leaning lawyer isn't about to defend these kind of statistics. It's really simple. You've come from another country, you commit a crime, you go to jail, and when your sentence is up, you're escorted from the prison to the airport. It's that simple. And people go, what about the appeals process? But stick your processes in the bin, mate. From the pen to the port, off you jolly well go. What the hell has gone wrong with our criminal justice system? The government acknowledge the NHS is broken. Why can't they do the same with criminal justice? Firstly, this bit, are we building... Can somebody help me out? I thought we were building a super prison somewhere. Well, what's happened to that thing? Is that on its way? Anybody live near the super prison that have I imagined this thing was being built, or is it in the process? Are they just waiting for the door locks or the bars for the windows? What's the deal there? And quite seriously, how long would it take to build a prison? If you mobilise, 2,000 ground workers, construction workers, experts, plumbers and whoever else you need for such a process. I mean, how long could it realistically take to build? It's a building, right? It's a secure building, but essentially it's a building. It's a big, square, quite a simple building in many respects. It's all nicely divided up. It's quite symmetrical in that sense. You're not about to enter it onto the grand design show, right? Doesn't really matter. How long does it take to build one of those? So talk me through these figures, if you will. 0344 499 1000. That is where you'll find us. How do we fix the criminal justice system? And whether you want to look at the story of who gets jailed compared to who doesn't, whether you want to look at the story of the kind of sentences that are handed. Like, I know the riot thing, it's specifically because of the riot thing. Like 2011, that's why some of those people are getting jailed. I understand that. Nonetheless, pick up on that. And the foreign criminal story, I mean, is just extraordinary. You'd have thought of all the things that would be... this is not even about jailing, but this is about people who've been to jail. They've done their time in prison. They've served their time. They've done over 5 years, and they're still hanging around. What could possibly be the process that stands in the way of that?